fourth level is the haunted house, and as generic and cliche as a haunted house level is, it's one of the better stages. It's the best looking level, it has the best song in the game, and it's probably the most fun to go through. All the stereotypical scary enemies are in place. Skeletons, bats, mummy men, witches, and a ghost wearing a hoodie that drops balls at you. Well, there are two mini-bosses in this stage, and the first is the skeleton warrior who carries a sword and fires some shiny projectile at you. Be ready to jump or duck when he winds up the fire and then kill him. The second mini-boss is the witch I previously mentioned. She takes 4 hits to finish off, and the best way to attack her is to stand on this platform and hit her as she swirls in your direction. She attacks with this fiery ball that twirls and falls straight down. All you have to do is change places when she pauses to attack. After you finish off the witch, stand here and throw your rocks at this Reaper painting, hitting it in the mouth area a few times. The little fairy flies out of the painting and waves her wand at the mirror to reveal Becky, the girl that Tom's trying to save, and you get an extra life. The main boss is a giant demon, but doesn't it just look like a statue of a demon? Well, it essentially is, because it barely ever moves. Its weakness is the head of its staff, which is pretty easy to hit when you can. It lifts the staff up to summon this mini devil bat at you, which flies around, but it can only hurt you if you jump into it. But you have to jump in order to hit him, so that's how you pretty much the only way you can die from it. And you've got to worry about these little gremlin things that the bat summons. Thankfully you can just let it run across the screen, but be careful jumping over them because you might collide with the bat and die. The bat takes 2 hits to die, and you have to kill him in order to attack the staff again. If you get enough hits right away, you should be able to finish it off no problem after killing the bat only once. The 5th level is up in the sky, and you gotta love the cheesy rainbows and the white trees that are growing out of the clouds. Not to mention these freaky looking animated head-shaped clouds. And is it a surprise that the clouds are being put to so much use? So, the first nemesis of this stage is a pair of Hershey Kisses that fall out of the sky. It's supposed to be hail, but they look like Hershey Kisses, and they look so friendly. So you're just walking around and these birds fly overhead, nothing to worry about. What the fuck? These birds are almost guaranteed to kill you the first time you play this game because you're not expecting them to just turn around and fly at full speed from behind like that. Keep your eyes peeled for these annoying assholes and duck. When you see the red balloon, grab it. You don't want to have to contend with these clouds that fire lightning up your ass. When you see the puffy head clouds, watch out for the green dragons. They swoop down really fast and then slowly fly off screen. If you run too fast, they'll nail you on their way down, so take your time through this portion. If they get off screen, they'll suddenly come back and spit fire at you, so try to kill them before they get off screen. Then you encounter this annoying mini-boss, this little douche on a cloud with a red turban and leopard skin pants juggling pink balls. You know, just in case we haven't had enough of the clouds, they put this little shithead on one. When I played this game as a kid, I was stuck on this spot for so long, and it was always because I'd attack from the cloud or from the middle or something. He moves in a box pattern and goes corner to corner. His lightning attacks will always head in your direction. He takes a few hits, so if you try to attack from the little cloud or from the center, odds will not be in your favor. But if you stand in the lower right hand corner of the screen, he can't touch you no matter where he goes or fires. When he bolts towards your corner, either from across or diagonally, jump up and fire. After you're done with him, you have to battle the main boss of this level. You grab onto this balloon, which puts you into this little cloud-shaped thing that fires diamonds, and you face off against an enormous goddamn heavily armed Zeppelin. Well, here's the objective. All you have to do is shoot down the engine of the ship at the tail end of it. But you gotta get past all these guns trying to shoot your ass down first. Hit the square guns as soon as they open their shields to fire. The gun down below sliding across that wire only fires up, so get low if you don't take it out from above. The guns on top will fire up and down diagonally, so if you stay level with it, they can't touch you. To finish this blimp off, you fly up to the engine and just fire at it. And the Zeppelin will go down like the Hindenburg, although we don't get to see it happen, the screen just goes dark. Okay, so 5 down and 1 to go. The cave is the final level in the game, and keep in mind that unlike the previous 5 levels, this one has no checkpoint whatsoever. So even if you get killed by the final boss, you have to start at the beginning. Since you have infinite continues, it doesn't matter how many lives you have, since you'll always start from the same place. So since there's no need for extra lives, don't worry about T's and skulls, they're essentially useless. Just run through every power-up, it doesn't matter. When you get to this waterfall, stay close to the left and jump up to each platform while keeping away from the center to avoid the piranhas. These piranhas are insane. They not only jump out of the waterfall and plummet to the rocks below, sacrificing themselves to get a bite off this random kid. They also jump up while the waterfall was trying to take them down. You don't want to mess with these piranhas, man. They defy the laws of physics. But fortunately in the game, they're much easier than they sound. As long as you stay toward the left, they shouldn't hit you. When you get to the ledge, leap off as far left as you can to ensure that you won't collide with that white snake. Now, it may look exactly like the snakes from the forest level, but these guys never die. If you hit it, it'll just fire a clone snake at you, which will fall right off the screen. Keep your eye on the snake above here. There's another snake underneath that is almost in sync with the one up there. So wait until it gets all the way to the right and let yourself slip off the left side safely. Then slip off this edge and continue to ignore these snakes, and you're almost there. Right before the final battle, you got this sub-boss battle with 5 of these off-peach colored dragons that spit purple fire. Don't let that fruity color scheme fool you though. These dragons are tough as shit, probably the most challenging part of the whole game. They'll attack from above, below, the middle, it doesn't matter to them. They never attack with the same pattern. Fortunately, you'll never see more than 2 on the screen at once, but you always have to be alert because you never know where they're going to come from. They'll pop out of nowhere and spit fire before retreating, or they'll fly clear across the screen. If they make it off screen, they'll attack from that side too, so you could very well end up having dragons coming from either side and you won't know which one. Plus you gotta kill all 5 of them. They all start off on the right side, so if you can keep them from passing off screen, then it'll be a lot easier. Stand on this middle platform and don't attack the one up top unless he's already spat fire and there's no danger of jumping. And if the one that's level with you comes charging, the best bet is to simply jump over him. Anytime you kill one, they leave a slingshot, which you definitely do not want. It's the worst slingshot you can get in the whole game. If you can only fire straight, then you've severely cut down the amount of dragons within reach. After finally taking them all down, there's nothing between you and Injun Joe now. So here he is, equipped with bow and arrow and riding the Loch Ness Monster. It's kind of funny how after battling oversized mutants, possessed demon statues, and a heavily armed 500-foot Zeppelin, you think Injun Joe would have a little more tricks up his sleeve than a bow and arrow. He's pretty easy too. All you have to do is run up to him and hit him in the kneecaps with a barrage of rocks. You might even be able to finish him off before he fires off any arrows. But if you get too many hits in, stand back and wait for him to fire his arrow, then rush in and attack. It's a total of 8 shots to finish him off. So, after defeating Injun Joe, you steal 3 feathers that fell off his cap on the way down. Then Becky appears on Nessie's head out of nowhere and she leaps about 20 feet to the ground, doesn't get hurt at all, and makes out with Tom. She better put out after all that bullshit you had to go through. Notice the monster's expression changed from frowning during the battle to smiling after it's over. Turns out Injun Joe brainwashed it into helping him kill Tom. So anyway, after swapping spit with Becky, Tom wakes up from his dream only to find 3 feathers on his desk, indicating that it really wasn't a dream, or at least leaving the question mark at the end. But either way, if you read the manual, you already know that this is how it ends because they give it away. If I hadn't already known what was going to happen, this ending wouldn't have felt so flat. And there aren't any credits either, so no love for the programmers and designers who helped put this thing together. Oh well. On the whole, this is a pretty satisfactory game. It's not a masterpiece by any means, but the stages are long and challenging enough. Nothing's really repetitive except the music, and overall it's pretty fun and keeps you entertained. So, until next time.